Yes, yes, that's right, folks. We have ourselves Liquid versus MIBR. We've got Mohan, Launders, Govindasamy, Connor, Scrawny, Gervin together. We are the Scrondog Mahillionaires. And I'm ready for this matchup, Mohan.
Cosign. Yep, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'd like to go with Laundry. It's a little bit rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, I think it does.
Easier to do.
All right, we'll cut the syllables.
Scrondog Millionaires, why not? Millionaires? I'm not going to try it.
Just stop.
You're the man who has the syllabic rhythm.
Yeah.
Syllabic rhythm.
I'm the quick tongue. You're the slick looks.
Silver tongue. Yeah. No. We're told to run with this, so let's keep going with it.
And then it was when they switched sides that everyone else kind of stepped up, and the Nuke started looking a little bit better. But I know they're feeling confident, and they want to play it a little bit more here and there. Still not convinced it's ready to be fully added to the map pool. But I guess in their situation, you kind of got to start trying some things.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, surely something is going to be working. I just don't know. I mean, I think Faze are also fighting the towering expectations of the star power of the lineup. Still, I mean, that's been a thing since day one.
Yeah.
And they'll really never get away from it, right?
It's the same thing that MIBR is going through a little bit. You have this pedigree of players who have been in major finals, who have won major championships, and you're expected to be competitive each and every game and against each and every opponent, and it's just not happening. It's not clicking the way they'd like. And here, I mean, this Ence team is one of the hottest teams at the moment that we have in Counter-Strike.
Let's see what they can do. They're going to be starting on the T side, and they get straight shut down running through the hut. At least Rain getting a couple of kills, and somehow they still establish a bit of control. That's actually impressive. Ariel picking up a couple of kills, one more actually, and Alexei coming up with a few of his own, leaving it in 1 versus 1. Nico versus X7, and Nico going to come out on top of this one, so double kill for him. That was a very fast round. We didn't even get to intro anything.
No, we didn't even get to have any kind of a chat whatsoever. Kind of cool, and obviously, I mean, we saw Nico in the pistol round yesterday winning that 1 versus 2. He's playing so well for someone who came in very late to this event, arrived yesterday morning as well. A little bit of jet lag, a little bit of exhaustion from the travel, but I mean, he's just so clinical, isn't he?
Yeah, really doing a good job.
And he was angry Nico yesterday. He was like Hulk Nico, bashing the table, bashing his own head.
There's a lot of bashing going on for sure. Interesting to see if he's going to be playing even better today now with a little bit less jet lag. How are they losing these early fights? I mean, they even had a Molotov down that Ence just ran through, and somehow that worked. Sergey picking up another kill there, taking down Guardian. This is just unheard of. Now it's a 2-on-4. Running through the fire, and Olofmeister, he's going to go down as well. Help me, Moses. I just don't understand what we're seeing.
I don't recall who was on top of Hut, but they obviously thought that Molotov was going to stop anyone coming through. Never got the noise cue, never got the footsteps that really showed that Ence had already busted into the bomb site. He gets wrapped upon, and 2 kills for free for Ence. I mean, that is just the classic. If you're going to call a strategy like that, just keep running no matter what and see what happens. And this time they get a little bit of a gift. Miscoordination from Faze on the defense.
Yeah, I think it's Rain who's playing that hut position, isn't it? So he's just thinking, you know...
His teammate had also gone down in mini.
Yeah, sort of at the same time, right? And he's just up there thinking, that's a nice idea, but the Finns were wise to it. Yeah, that must be really frustrating, right? You throw that Molotov down there, you're sort of ready for it, and you're thinking, even the Finnish are not going to be crazy enough to run for the Molotov. And
you have to be prepared for it, though, because, I mean, it is going to happen. The biggest problem, the reason why he went away, that was a Dren as well, is because Rain fell at mini. So, I mean, he's thinking, oh, I have to go shore up that part of the bomb site. I have teammates who are going to rotate up above, and no one was there fast enough to watch Hut, and it's just a really tough scenario, but frustrating to lose around that convincingly against just pistols and armor.
Definitely is. Nico pushed up really close, and he's going to get caught inside of the smoke. It's a good idea. If he could have lingered there and just caught the right timing.
I wonder if they saw him through the smoke, or if he was just guessing. Couldn't see how far out. Maybe his gun was sticking through the smoke. Either way, pretty decent positions. Olaf has to win this fight. This must be a win. And I don't even know if he fired a bullet.
No, the aim punch, I think, just made that not really possible.
Save everything you've got.
The grenade and the Molotov did convince them.
It's a pretty brutal combination, isn't it?
Nobody likes it. A Dren there to pick up a single kill on Alexei B. And right now, just a strong, forceful start for Ence, you have to say. They seem to be playing with a lot of speed behind them. We were especially yesterday when we saw both MIBR and Faze on the T side on this map, and it was looking very weird overall.
It was not pretty.
I feel like It'd be refreshing to see Ence, you know, show us how it's done a little bit.
Well, I remember Faze only got, you know, they got 6 rounds on their T side, but the majority of it was ugly. They scrapped together those last 3 rounds of the half to really make that something that they could work with. But for the majority of it, it was Nico, you know, about 10, 12 kills above the rest of his teammates. There just wasn't a lot of production. It was the defense where they had, I think, you know, they limited MIBR to just 2 rounds across the half, and Ence has already matched that.
It looked like he was very visible then. Slightly confused.
Just saying.
Yeah, Nico Cam has to be one of the best things about Faze playing, no matter what happens.
Not as good as Doja Cam.
No, I do miss that. Adrenaline gonna try a similar maneuver, and that's actually working out much better. Could have easily been a double kill. They do manage to bring it under control a little bit. Guardian, so much smoke out there. Not able to reposition with the M4. Otherwise, would have been a good idea, I reckon, to try and pick something up.
Well, he's down lower, and he can actually work with Rain. If Rain takes this fight at the staircase, Guardian can pop open the doors and maybe catch them off guard. Maybe just his presence inside the site, but great Molotov usage by Ence really mitigates a lot of the danger that Faze is bringing forward. Here comes Rain. He wants to try something and go for the peek, and he's caught one in the open. There's a dink. There's the completed kill. Olaf goes down, but the M4 is still alive in the bomb site. Guardian not able to get involved in any way.
No, probably wants to be the sort of the last person to clean it a little bit up, but that also meant in some sense that he ended up being just passive enough that he couldn't help anybody out. So I don't know. It's hard to say exactly what to do in that kind of scenario. Now 1 versus 3. I'm not sure if there's anything he can do to get back onto this site, but saving the M4 would actually be a big help.
Yeah, they must have it. There's an AK that's taken away. Ence has 2 UMP, so actually pretty decent damage done by Faze, all things considered. They'll be buying in the next round. Especially considering Guardian gets to save this weapon. So well done from Guardian to navigate through the map and find safety in CT spawn, back where he began. It all comes full circle.
Yes. He's back home again, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, good string of rounds here for the Finnish side. 3-1 after losing the pistol, so making their presence known really early on in the half. And if they keep up with this pace, because it's been non-stop, right? There hasn't been much slowing down at all.
I don't know. I mean, moving forward, you'd imagine if Faze wins a few rounds ago in a row and they're able to get, you know, the Molotovs and everything, naturally things would slow down just a little bit. That would be the #1 priority for Faze, to be able to kind of stop that kind of pressure. I'm just very interested. You have to imagine Ence is playing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. If you go back to the major, every step of the way, people doubted that they'd be able to move on. And for pretty good reason. We hadn't really seen him play and have success at this level quite yet. But, you know, going down 0-2 and then qualifying through the Legends, winning 3 best-of-3s to get into the playoffs, and then winning the quarterfinals against Liquid, and then winning the semifinals against Na'Vi. And now here everyone just says still, like, yeah, that was a great run, but now we have to see if you can do it again. So still doubt is being thrown at them despite how good they're playing, and you have to imagine that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, but I actually feel that's true for every team that's made that kind of a breakthrough.
Yeah.
I think no one's ever just been allowed to sort of ride like an initial hype wave. It always, there is a little bit of questioning going on. Oh, look at the speed again. This time they do get shot down. That's a nice shot coming out from Adren. Ready for more, but Sergey's going to be able to take him down, and that's a big problem. Now it's a 2-on-3, and can make that a 2-on-2 as Nico comes back in and cleans up the bomb site. Leaves Alu on the outside, 1 versus 2. Slightly overpeaks the angle, still does a lot of damage, and if he could have found that kill, that would have made his life so much easier.
He's got a lot of time to play with, though, Anders. And if he can run this clock down, if he can make it a bit confusing for Faze, he might be able to find some fortunate timings, especially, as you said, the low HP on Nico, who I believe is actually... They might be jumping up to the follow-up Raptor, but utility being used to limit the number of choke points they have to worry about. I think that actually missed, so that's a bit awkward. His aim is good, but he can't throw worth crap.
No, I mean, what's going on? How did he even make it hit like so that half the wall was burning out? Maybe it was like a trick grenade, Moses. Maybe it was just meant to impress. 35 seconds. Alu hoping that they're going to be the ones to make a mistake now that the smoke has evaporated. If he gets the bomb and makes a run for B, how would that play out, I wonder?
He can't. Olaf's watching the cross for him to pick that up. This would have to be a tough kill, an immediate dink, and the follow-up from the M4. Nicely done from Olaf. Great patience shown by Faze. Especially Nico with that low health. Now the op is out in Guardian's hands. But this is a couple times, as you said, I mean, that fast pace has been effective. With the pistols getting into the upper bomb site, they've been able to pressure Mini to top hut very early on in these rounds. Adren was actually pretty lucky to recover and get that first kill.
Yeah, and I mean, I think even beyond that, it would have still worked if Nico hadn't picked up those 2 frags sort of back to back. So I actually think the pace still worked. It just, you know, they got into a little bit of a drawn out fight and Faze managed to recover, which is good for them. Now seeing if they can make their way past smoke. Yeah, a little bit late, but they do put it up. Crossing without, as you could maybe tell, would have been dangerous.
They only have 1 smoke left though, Anders. Great shot from Guardian. Spotting outside from far away. Nico's gonna add on top a nice little 1-tap, it sounded like. And there's no real great way for Ence to get into this bomb site.
Lost Alexi as well. 2 versus 5, and now it's really been slowed down.
This is what I mean when I say that the pace is going to slow down naturally once Faze win a couple rounds, because now they have the smokes to drop in these choke points. They have the Molotovs as well. So if you're Ence, you're not going to necessarily get those opportunities to just bum rush towards Mini. There's plenty of utility and flashbangs to be able to slow you down, and you have to worry about the danger coming from Guardian's op at his positioning.
And he was really not scared at all to take that yard fight. I mean, Alu did have an AWP on the other side, so, and obviously a very capable AWP, so it could have been interesting. Yeah, that's a good job. Like to see it.
I remember having conversations with YNK at the major, and he was just saying Nico was, you know, in his opinion, at the best level he's ever seen him playing going into the major. Obviously not coming to fruition there, but I think between yesterday and today, we can kind of see his aim is crisp at the moment. He is really, really feeling it.
Yeah, he is so outrageously good at this game. It's always fun to watch him. That's oh, a little bit more and it would have been there. It's right at their feet, long range. Gonna be a attempted touchdown. It does work out very well. Rain gonna get all the credit cleaning it up, but that was not a bad job at all. And that will be 4-3. So Faze recovering nicely and early on as well here.
Yeah, 3 rounds in a row for Faze, responding to 3 rounds straight from Ence.
This is what worked for them yesterday as well. I mean, in fairness to Faze, that CT side was looking great.
Yeah, which makes you feel, well, it makes you feel like they have to have a good first half.
Yeah,
in a way. They were fortunate against MIB to be able to get those, to claw those last 3 rounds away from them, pry them out of their hands. Nico outside this round, smokes up, not going to be too aggressive, just spotting for someone on the roof. On the silo, doesn't see anything just yet. Follow-up smokes being brought out by Ence. Guardian has rotated to the staircase. Molotov. Ariel's going to get in front of it. This could be awkward for Guardian. And yeah, he has no idea. Assumed the Molotov would provide safety, and Ariel shuts him down, and now ramp room is open.
Bit of a mistake, and it's going to cost them a lot, as you can tell. Adren now going down as well. All of Mitre spraying. That's it. Falls down in front of him. A triple for him. That is way more than he should have had out of that one. Should have probably been traded right away, but they were just raining out of the sky, and I don't know, Moses. Forgot that parachutes.
Yeah, well, it was solid positioning from Olaf, who as soon as his teammate went down, as soon as Guardian fell, he dropped down lower. Didn't even give a chance to have any kind of support. And maybe seeing Nico rotating over, they thought that was going to be the ramp defender. Regardless, a minute for Ence to play with, and they hit the pause button. That would have been a great win for Ariel if he could have gotten it. Rain, I think he stopped the plant for the moment. Nico now coming in on the other side as well. Not hiding his footsteps whatsoever, not hiding his positioning in any way. And this is a lot of pressure for the Finns to deal with as they just want to get this bomb planted. But how do you cover both of these choke points? Again, a Molotov is going to provide relative safety. It's Nico with the peek. The shoulder and the 1-tap baits out the shot from Ariel. Now X7 in a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, he stepped up here. That may be smart, but they're both right on top of him. And great teamwork for Faze. And I mean, again, that shoulder peek there from Nico, devastating to the Finnish side. That's another round here. Faze really starting to pick it up, and even losing 3 rifles, their economy's so good now that they can survive that no problem.
Yeah, what a round from Olaf Meister to bring them back into it, because Ariel wreaked so much havoc getting down lower. That was incredible individual effort from him. 2 of the picks to get them into the bomb sites and to give them a great advantage, a great stance to lower. And Olaf just bails Faze out.
I do still wish we could get more camera shots of your Blanca in the background, you know.
Clapping.
Yeah, excited. I just like seeing it. He's one of those animated coaches that makes me really happy. Wow. Chance shot from Guardian.
That's about the third awkward grenade throw we've seen out of Nico. Oh no, dear, he doesn't realize someone just walked right through the smoke. That's X7. Now he can be close to Mini, so Rain's got to be careful. Actually, excuse me, Rain's down below. It's a Dren who's got to be a little bit worried. There's the spray towards Hut. He's traded off. A little bit of danger here for Faze as Ence makes their way into the bomb site.
That's a Tech-9, Moses.
Hell yeah, it is.
Wasn't expecting it. Maybe neither is Guardian. This is so unlikely from Sergey. What a wild play to come up with, and he's actually going to win it as well, taking down Guardian. He had the bomb site and could have... I mean, I think a lot of players would have fought to control it to try and get the bomb plant. So much time on the clock, he just goes back and reads Guardian perfectly, and now maybe could get a shot in the back here, long range with the UMP, but he's still going to win it. Nice job for Alu to take down Rain, and that leaves Olofmeister 1 versus 2 with the bomb on Sergey.
We have to go back to the speed that Ence is playing with, because even though they're in some of these sketchy situations, there's so much time for them to recover, and so much time where FaZe just has no idea what's happening on the map.
They're going to go downstairs, planting that bomb. You're absolutely right. Just having so much time to sort of slow it down after the initial aggression definitely is helpful. Well, Olofmeister saved them in the last round. This is going to be a different caliber of save, although he does have a smoke at the Molotov, and that could definitely help out a lot. Alu, the first point of engagement, although all of the attention has been taken away. Oh, and perfect timing. If that smoke goes down in front of Sergey, that can get really awkward, but that was another great situation here for the Finns.
Another round they win. That was just a half buy. Remember, they won that round earlier in the game.
Yes.
The second round with just 4-spot pistols and armor. This time it's, you know, pistols, and I think they had maybe 1 or 2 SMGs. So that's got to be frustrating for FaZe, losing rounds in your defense to a low economy purchase. And they're going to take a timeout. When I talked to Yanko on the desk, 2 days ago, I mean, he talked about many times a lot of his timeouts are used not necessarily to call a tactic, but just to calm people down after either a frustrating round, a frustrating loss, or just an overhyped win.
Yeah.
But just, you know, getting them emotionally centered for the next round.
Yeah, definitely important as well. And I mean, when you're on the CT side, it's not always that easy to sort of come up with something that's sort of brand new, unless as the coach you've seen. You know, a lot of pattern, a lot of rhythm in it right now. I would assume that right now FaZe are sort of saying, you know what, the first 10 seconds or like the first 10, 15 seconds of each round, just assume that anything is possible. Like, you know, hold all smokes, make sure that, you know, you throw the Molotovs that you need to throw, like, just don't let them through.
Well, we'll see how they do with it. Guardian not equipped with the AWP. That is going to be in Alu's hands on the end side of things. Nico close up outside. Pez with the smoke and spotted from above. I think that smoke might have slowed him down. Going to be frustrating. And even Guardian is outside, seeing nothing. Olaf starting to rotate to lower. They don't have anyone there just yet, though, so there's no information. Ence could be so far deep down those stairs. FaZe just don't know it yet.
Guardian, this could be a big surprise position, and oh, he catches one, but he's also not entirely alone, but close to it.
Sergey could get flanked out in ramp. Yeah, he is going to. There's a kill from Alexi as well. It's craziness all across the map. Instead of rotating to lower, FaZe actually pushed and took over control of lobby.
But look at X7. What a powerful position to be in, even as they lose Alu. I mean, this is...
Adren's in T-spawn wrapping around, so everyone's all over the place.
Yeah. Best of luck to the observers trying to catch all of the action as it's happening all over the map at the same time.
I was just thinking that. Poor bastards at the moment.
Oh, hey. Ariel going to be taking down Adren. 38 seconds on the clock, and Olofmeister now realizing I've got to make some sort of a play long range. Oh, he spots it out. That's a great shot. But he's still someone right above him, actually 2 people waiting up there.
And Rain is still down lower. It's only Olaf who can defend against this. They're going to get a free plant. I don't know how Rain gets back into the action. He can either come join up in heaven, or he can come up the vent. Actually, I think he will choose... I was going to say vent, because Olaf is flanking. He's now in lobby. That might have been a way to sync up.
It's very difficult. I feel like Ence have a pretty good shot at doing this. Last Molotov being used there on the Finnish side, and Alexi just going to peek it, and well, they win both the fights, no problem. Wasn't even necessarily that they needed to win the fights right away, but just, you know, as soon as you know what the last two Faze players are, and you can start to, you know, play for time and sort of, you know, make them hunt for the kills. Yeah, X7, that was a great start to the round.
Look at, they don't miss a beat, do they, Ence? Like, they're checking every single corner and every single angle. Not getting caught off guard by anything. The level of focus is very impressive.
Alexi B's bought a Bison, Moses. How do you feel about that?
Saw the Tech 9. Let's bring all the classics back. It's been a while, I think, since we've seen anyone really champion the PP Bison.
Yeah. Wow. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
You made that sound sexier than I think I've ever heard.
Shout out to Semler.
Yeah.
Get that French twang in there.
We need that back, don't we, every once in a while?
Yeah.
I think it doesn't even have a skin, Moses, so he's going like all the way old school. You know, just like
It's before skin update.
yeah, it's full-on hipster at this point. A couple of tasers, stun guns on the Faze side, hoping for a moment of comedy, which we can all enjoy.
Yeah, we really can. It's a great sound when it connects. All right.
Not even a chance.
That was so fast.
It was so fast.
Oh, this has got to be frustrating for Faze. A slow-paced run out of Ence, and it's been perfect so far. Rain, he's got the next chance. If he connects this, will you make the sound?
Yeah, I'll try. I'll see if we can get it.
You're lucky.
It wasn't meant to be.
It was not meant to be in any way. And there it is, the Bison. Bison?
I don't know.
I didn't do it that time. 6-5, Ence leading the way.
We must be able to get somebody to help us out with that.
Maniac, I think. Matthew.
Maniac be good at it, probably. Yeah. Shocks the player, not the desk host, would be also good.
Yeah.
Round number 12, and we've got like a really close game, but I think Ence are coming out on top right now, as far as I can tell. That's a nice spray coming through for Nico, a little bit paranoid about that red container outside. And Ariel is right behind it, so...
He's right to be paranoid. Ence have been so relentless with his pressure towards mini, pressure towards outside, and that's the position he's playing, and he's been doing it mostly by himself for a lot of this half. Adren gotta be careful, and he walks right into it. Alexi had been dinked earlier. That's a big-time kill. And now the go signal is given for the Finnish side, and they've got all the kills. Sorge with 2 frags on the entry. And Olaf and Rain, they can't do anything. They just have to save. How fast that crumbles.
Yeah, that was... They just had to sort of pull one pin out of that, right? And it all comes tumbling down. And it's the guy with, what, 5 health left?
Yeah.
That's just patiently waiting in the corner.
And that's a shot. If he doesn't hit, you know, in the first 2 bullets, he's dead.
Yeah, 100%. Now, I think now it's getting really scary, and the money as well for a Faze. They're in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, they've got nothing. They absolutely need these 2 weapons. I think they should be able to get away. Certainly Rain is safe. It's Olaf who's going to be under a little bit of pressure. Surely X7 cannot find him at the end here. He's jumping around the corner. Oh my god, that's a big kill to get. And that's going to be frustrating for Faze.
Yeah, I don't even know what they do right now. I mean, we sort of highlighted the fact that when they were playing this map against them, IBR, they did rely really heavily on the CT side to pull them on through. And the same, I mean, it's not looking quite like it's going to be possible here. Ence just playing great Nuke on T side. I love it.
Yeah. They've been like a battering ram. Even when those fast strategies weren't as effective as they would like, they've stuck with it, and these are the results. They finally made it work, and they keep taking the money away from Faze. 3 players outside now with the Deagles, but Guardian and Olaf can't get involved in the fight that Nico's taking.
Rain, scary position, wants to capitalize on it. He wants to be aggressive.
Oh my lord.
And now he's so far out in the open. I'm shocked that he even got that kill. He could have got, well, he could have got shot from like 3 different angles. Still, it is looking good here for Ence. 2 versus 4 at the moment. Olaf and Adren. Oh, well, that's 1 good shot. actually that bullet would have connected. If it had connected, that would have been the kill on Alu, but it doesn't quite work out that way, and that leaves Olofmeister.
It's actually doable with low HP. He just needs 1 kill. And obviously would love to have an AK-47. Finds a way to drop down silently. This is the one he needs, and he's got it. He knows where the follow-up player is as well. There's the M4. Oh, and the change to the weapon, though. It took longer than expected. He couldn't get the shot off. Now his position is given up. 38 seconds, and he's got to readjust, but he's also giving up control and vision of the bomb and information of who's getting the bomb.
Like, I'm assuming he intentionally tried to switch to the M4, and it wasn't auto pickup on stronger weapon, which is the worst command of all time.
Yeah, if anyone has that command enabled, you remove it right now.
Yeah, we can't be friends.
Yeah, we can't be. Olaf's just gambling. He went to the lower bomb site. He's saying, you know my position. You probably assume I would go up towards heaven. Maybe you'll drop down vents. Maybe you'll run downstairs. He was wrong.
Well, there's a 50-50 chance, Moses, so what could he do? Now, again, no armor, no kit. Would have to be some very, very fast kills coming through when Csgo is ready for it. That's 8 rounds for Ence, and also winning 5 in a row, as you can tell, catching fire there by the logo. They are doing a remarkable job. I must say, I'm very impressed.
This is very cool, and it's not just one individual effort. I mean, 12 kills on Csgo, 11 on Alexi, 9 on X7, 8 on Ariel. I mean, they're all pretty close. Even Alu's at 6.
Yeah, good distribution, right?
Yep.
Making sure that everyone is carrying a little bit.
I'm still surprised that we haven't seen Faze be a bit more aggressive outside. Maybe put a second player there and just stop that pressure. Here comes a MAC-10, eats an 8 for it. He's still going to go forward despite the fact that it felt like he lost. Great trade, using the MAC-10 as a distraction, the mobility and jumping around the corner. The AK to follow it up, and they found an opening in towards ramp room. Alu watching the flank as well. Might be able to catch Rain and Adren off guard.
What an obnoxious play. Nico now waiting, and he's going to get attacked from both angles. The timing is perfect. I mean, that's the kind of teamwork that does just make you a little bit happy on the inside. Adren and Rain, 2 versus 4. Again, locked out of this bomb site. Smokes and everything else. This is not really looking doable. And they actually need these weapons in the upcoming round, regardless of what happens. Rain, that is impressive. I'm just afraid it might not even be enough. He wants to try and see if he could do it. Yeah, grenade right at his feet, and
Oh, God.
I think that probably slowed him down enough that he's not going to have the time for it. Single bullet fired. He's trying to bait them out as much as he can. It is a really great effort, but eventually he's going to go down to Ariel. 9 rounds on the board for Ence.
I mean, the tough part for Faze there is that, I mean, that's another round where they just don't have anyone working together. Olaf goes down in ramp room for just him. There's no one else to help, which happens sometimes at ramp room, but no one's rotated to the lower bomb site to help Nico, who's close up. And then obviously Guardian getting picked off. So with those deaths, there's no chance for Faze to make any kind of progress towards a retake. Everyone just kind of falls, and that's it. That's just the segment done.
Now they have very few grenades to stop the Finnish madness with, and maybe even worse weaponry than earlier, so that could absolutely be a problem. A little bit of a slow round this time for Ence, in fact, so just setting up in some default positions here.
It's not a bad idea to slow it down. You know the economy's been beaten up and bruised, so you've been playing fast for this whole time, so why not,
Oh my god! You couldn't even see that.
No, I didn't think that was even a possibility. There's Nico.
You can see the X-ray outline of Guardian, but it wasn't at all obvious that there was a little gap there. That's pretty dirty. Somehow, this all works out beautifully for Faze, and I think
Maybe they should have played it fast.
yeah, that was the key all along.
Yep.
Well, I mean, so there's a small victory here towards the end for Faze. I'm not sure if it's enough, honestly, right now. I've got a feeling that it might not be.
We'll see in the second half. I mean, as we mentioned yesterday, this is a team of players who at any one point, any of them can go off and carry it. It's been a while for some of them that we've seen. But I mean, they have the skill to make it work. And just like yesterday against MIBR, no matter how bad that T-side looked at moments, the fact that they were eventually able to figure it out is somewhat promising.
Well, 1 versus 3. Adren is a little bit low on health, so there is a chance there, but
X7 was insanely clutch at the major. If he adds another one to his belt, that would almost be too much. Faze playing this smart though, allowing him to commit to a bomb site, allow him to get in, and there's the peak, the timing of it. X7 has no idea where he's even shot from. Dropping the smoke, he's so blind, he's done. Faze finally respond. After losing 6 in a row, they get the final round of the half. 6-9 on the defense though is not the greatest feeling in the world, especially when you win the pistol.
No, I think they were expecting much more, and the fact that they got reset after winning the pistol was, well, a sign of things to come, maybe. Certainly.
That and just losing 2 low econ buys to Ence.
Yeah, that too. Great showing.
It's just like, I have no idea where I just got killed from. That was, I can translate that line and finish.
I just absolutely love Alu. I think he's just one of the funniest people that we have in Counter-Strike at the moment. Well, second half coming up now. Faze going to be on the T side, Ence on the CT side. They're going to go for a rush. Guardian running with a Glock out. Oh, and they are getting shot down across the board as well. Alexi B coming up with 2 big kills. Ariel and Sergey to follow. And Adren, well, not only is he alone, and not only did they probably hear that drop down, but there's also smoke. Are there more things working against him? He only has the Glock Moses. He's
no armor.
He's got no armor. It's a lot of things working against him, I'm not going to lie.
Well, he's trying to at least isolate the close range fight, but you can't block off the guy up in Raptors. And it's only a matter of time before Alexi peaks. Alu's going to finish it off, 10-6. Ence going back to the first half. I mean, this is now a 7-1 run that they're on.
It's almost like FaZe were so impressed by these hot rushes that Ence were doing that they just wanted to...
Like, yeah, we could probably do that as well.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Anybody want to give it a shot?
Who wants to go first?
So, things already looking great at the end of the first half now. Beginning of the second half as Ence will pick up the pistol and just start to add even more X. Oh, he actually got dinked falling back. Grenade is a good idea, and Alu there to try and save him. That's a clutch kill on Nico, trying to stop them from hunting down his teammate. Well played.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, it's a fast pace from FaZe, but they just can't catch anyone. Ence is able to fall back and fight a retreating battle using utility to slow things down. Finally, they've cracked into the bomb site. They might be able to get a plant, which would actually be pretty impressive. But I don't think they have a chance of winning it, and certainly it dwindles now. Guardian, UMP inside of the site, and he barely fires a bullet. 11-6 now for Ence.
X7 playing that ramp position. I mean, we talked about it a little bit yesterday when Taco was playing it, but it's worth highlighting again because it's just such an underrated, I think, position for like players that are good in that position are just worth so much. And the way that he played it, he realized they were coming through the smoke, and he actually had the weapon advantage. And it's so tempting to stay and fight because you think, oh man, I'm going to get that great Reddit spray down, and people make great comments about me, but it isn't worth it. And he fell back, like he got dinked, and that's not his fault. But he stayed alive, and he threw that grenade out, and he sort of like he just kept that a little bit of a hold on that push.
Right.
Really, really good job.
Well, now you have the disadvantage of all the utility being in the way of the defense. The Molotov's going to start coming out in Hut and Squeaky Door in the early stages of these rounds. And Ence playing a pretty consolidated defense. They don't even want to really put anyone outside. Ariel's closest, but he has the safety of Mini that he can fall back into if he gets into some trouble. These deagles have to be effective. The Dren goes down. Ariel still not seeing anything. It's the scout on Nico outside. I don't know if he's going to... Oh, God bless. He's got him.
He actually did this a bunch of times yesterday as well with the scout, just single headshot. But that's a bit too much. Alu will follow it up on Guardian. And Rain, again, not a lot that he can do in this position. Just sort of all over the place. We'll pick up the 1 kill. He knows they're going to be coming for him eventually, and that's a pretty long range for the MP9. 12-6. They are just, they're really, really hard forced to try and stop right now.
This has slowly started to feel like an absolute drumming. Like it felt like it was a close game in the first half, and then like I feel like it just like kind of slowly got to the point where it's like Ence is just dominating now.
Yep, I can't really argue against that, can I? Yeah, So I mean, we haven't actually seen out of Faze the kind of fortitude that would sort of make us think, okay, well, the comeback could be right around the corner. You know, it just isn't really shining through. Rain is at what, 19 kills?
Yep, he's having a good game, which is very important for Faze. He's such a critical player to their success.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is the half yesterday where it was a one-man show. This T side
doesn't really work all that well in modern day Counter-Strike.
Nuke is one of those maps where you really do need to have multiple players contributing. It is so hard to just be a one-man carry.
Well, last time they turned it around when they swapped to the CT side. Now I think it's one of their last chances anyway to try and turn it around here on the T side. That would be an interesting lesson. Like, ooh, that's an interesting grenade. If they manage to turn around now, we'd certainly learn something new about Faze and their abilities on Nuke. If not, Moses, then, well, we'll be confirmed in our suspicions, and that also feels good.
Yeah, that definitely does feel good. Guardian with the AWP trying to find a pick outside. Alu is playing so deep in lockers. Aerial is playing so deep in garage. They don't even care to peek.
This is actually something that they weren't doing a lot yesterday, Faze. They weren't taking a lot of big yard fights. Trying to take that first one. Not working out in their favor. Alu picking up the following kill on Guardian, so the AWP out of their hands. And that leaves 3 versus 5. And the clock is running down pretty quickly now. 40 seconds. I guess technically it's running down as quick as it does all game. But
there's just no... Those fights that are taken outside, there's not a flashbang, there's not smokes to get anywhere. It's just kind of like take the duel. Dren's going to find X7. That's towards ramp room. Rain, he knows one was in garage earlier. Blocked off in mini.
There's no time.
Oh god, Aerial right on the smoke. Yeah, there's only 15 seconds. This is going to be rough. They might have to go through those flames. And now that it subsides, Aerial's going to be able to pounce. He's got 1 and 2. Olaf can't react fast enough. And Ence still in shutdown mode, still on fire.
Yeah, well, welcome to all of the viewers of Stream A.
That was Liquid versus MIBR.
Yes, and
speaking of a smackdown.
My god, yeah. That's a real spanking, isn't it? 16-2. Can hardly believe it.
It's a nice, healthy spanking.
Yeah, I mean, you would know, Moses. 13-6, and I mean, if you're joining from that game, it's not quite as bad here, but it's not really far off either. Sergey, oh, that could have been a beautiful lineup, but he gets shot down. In fact, Alexi there to follow it up. Grenade right in front, does a lot of damage, and oh no, Alu. He got carried away completely, didn't he?
Yeah, he really wanted to get some lucky eco frags. What? He gets flanked. Olaf Benito standing in the flames. He's just going to burn. That might be the entrance they needed, but Adren, the backstab could be massive.
I think it's even more tragic. I think actually the smoke that he failed put out the fire 1 second after he died.
And Nico's in ramp room. This, I don't know if they can stop this. There's, oh, okay. He gets that kill. That's a huge kill to find. There's the swing out. Nicely done from Adren. If Adren goes down, I think FaZe just straight loses that.
Yeah, you might well be right. I've got to say, oh man, if we get a replay of that Olaf smoke, that...
The step back into the flames.
Yeah, well, he wanted to smoke upper. But he failed doing that, and the smoke sort of like stayed airborne for such a long time that the fire burned him anyway. So like, there could have been a good smoke if it had put out the fire behind him, and it did just 1 second after he died. Oh man, that is funny. 13-7. FaZe finding around on the T side. I would love to be proven wrong about that T side. It'd be very exciting if they could find a way to you know, pump us up a little bit here. Nico certainly doing that, opening up in ramp and taking down X7, bringing it back into a 4-on-4, and they are quick down into the B-bomb side.
They have to. The finesse game hasn't worked too much. Play the brute force and the trading. Nico opens up ramp room with the quickness. Taking advantage of that, and Alexi taking a lot of nade damage. Not able to find... I think we might actually just save this. Certainly now that he's gone down, the rest of Ence just backs away. They got down there so quick and so convincingly, there was really nothing Ence could do to get back into it. Positions were already set up, smoke's already in the choke points. So Ence going to back away and start to play the economy game because they're out of it. They're out of it entirely. And this is what happened yesterday against MIBR for Faze to make that T-side happen, was despite the fact that they had lost so many rounds in a row, they eventually did find a way to just win 1 or 2 rounds and just demolish the economy of MIBR's defense. And that's how they got their 3 right at the end.
Would be cool if they sort of end up being inspired a little bit by the pace that was set by the Finnish team in the first half, and maybe just borrowed a little bit from that. Certainly the kind of opening that Nico got there in ramp, I mean, not a bad bet that he could do that every once in a while, maybe do the same outside some of the time and just capitalize on it. Like, as you said, less thinking, less sort of worrying about, you know, next positions and just going straight for it. Oh, I think call to restart the round here.
Yes, right out of spawn as well. So we will get a reset of this round as there was Faze calling for that.
Wonder what happened.
Something not good. It was a lot of aborts, a lot of stops being thrown out at the moment.
Maybe just somebody knocked over their drink into their keyboard, Moses.
Maybe Nico...
Have you ever done that?
No. But I have... I used to eat a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at my desk, at my keyboard. I have dripped some strawberry jelly.
Into the keyboard.
Into the keyboard.
How did that work out?
Better than red raspberry preserves.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But not really well.
No, the peanut butter is the rough one as well. That's the one you don't want to mess with.
Yeah, I can imagine it just gets smudged if you try and like wipe it off.
Yeah, it's not great. But you know, back then keyboards were, you know, cheap. We didn't have the fancy ones they had now.
What if they made keyboards that had a little, you know, sort of like a little it's like a little indentation in it that you could put little snacks in, like a little bit of peanut butter in there.
Okay, so like maybe a plate attached to the left side, a cup holder up top.
Yeah, you could buy them as extensions. Obviously, they'd be
so a
separately.
moddable keyboard for
Yeah, with
people who
different
want to
things
eat and drink while they play video games.
Yeah, I think it'd be real marketing in that mode. Put LED on all those things as well. There's no problem.
Oh yeah, colorful. They'll bright up. So round gets restarted. Get medic right back into things, and we're ready to go. What's your favorite thing to eat while you play video games? Of all time, not this weird little health kick that you're on.
I was gonna say now it'll
Yeah.
just be boring. What would be it? I mean, I think probably ice cream.
Yeah.
Because you get like a little bit hot. You will have these like, you know, leather-like gaming chairs. You know.
Okay, so the ice
Ass
cream to
gets a
cool
little
you
bit
down.
warm.
Yeah.
You know, you want something
Sweaty.
you want to counter that in some fashion.
What kind of ice cream?
Man, that's a hard one. I'm gonna, well, actually, so because we
If you say chocolate, we can't be friends.
because because we live in communist Denmark, we tend to have like a very poor selection of it. But you know, I think for me, pecan ice cream's high on the list. Rocky Road high on the list too.
Okay.
Those are good flavors for me. I like that. I actually like anything pecan.
Understandable. Ariel is really risking his life in that scenario, getting spammed down through the smoke to 13. Really wanted to fight. Might want to find a way to pass that M4 off, although no one else, the other 2 pistol players don't have armor either. Ence is in a tough place with their economy, but they don't invest anything into this round.
Well, they've done it before on the other half, so maybe this will work out anyway. Alexi certainly making a point of it, taking down Olafmeister, and now there's a little bit of chaos here. Rain maybe in more danger than he's actually realizing, and falling back means Adren is going to be alone. Sergey to take him down. This is crumbling really quickly right now for Faze.
Oh dear. What a sick lobby crunch from Ence. That is a bold play and it's panned out. Rain is just a strong breeze away from going down.
Yeah. Let's see, oh, that's a little bit risky. 40 seconds, 3 versus 5 at the moment. See if they could sneak their way around. The Guardian up here, this is a good position to be in, but he still has to actually make the opening, otherwise it won't matter. Alo waiting for a long time, probably should have been a kill. He takes all the attention away. Nico with a bullet to the face. Guardian makes the entry, but they've lost Rain as well. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was Rain. And it does all go south. 14-8. What do you do at this point?
That's such a brutal way to lose a round. I don't know if we can call that like the 3rd low economy round that they've lost. But I mean, it was the pistols doing a lot of the work. The first kill goes to Alexi, and then that just there's 3 people in lobby that are supposed to be defending against a lobby crunch. It should not be that difficult to stop it, but just great shots from Ence on top of really nice flanks and really peaking when the aggression and the attention is not on your choke point.
Yeah, because I was about to say, because one of my pet peeves on this particular map is if somebody, sometimes the T side will put like 4 people outside and then 1 person in lobby. And I hate seeing that because if that lobby crunch comes, there's no way you can defend it. You are just going to be going down. So, and even 2 people I'm not always a fan of because there are 3 ways in there. So,
well, apparently even when there's 3, you can still possibly lose it.
Even when there's 3. Yeah, so I can't really criticize them for that. Just a good job on Ence, like winning those battles early on. That's amazing, and more power to them in that sense. They're really, they're playing some great Counter-Strike still. Riding that wave all the way through from the major and onwards. 14-8, Rain. Oh, actually,
did he not take any damage from that?
No. How did he do that?
I don't know. Firewalker? I mean, rain, water.
Yeah, there's something there. Oh, well, that's 3 people dead in 1 second, basically.
Oh, Rain spotted that. X7 has no idea. Rain's gonna pop out here. There should be a free kill, and it is. But you can't do anything from vents. It's so hard to come up vents and be effective. Adren's gonna have to provide an opening. He's gonna be smoked off entirely, and he's in no position to punish with that Molotov.
I actually imagine that flash would have been stopped by the sidewalk at least some of the time. It's a bit unfortunate, like the curb goes up, so could have been ineffective. Don't think that's what actually made the difference there, just a good position for aerial. And
I think this is just pretty much all said and done. I mean, this round certainly it's going to be 15-8. Ence is going to have 7 chances to take this map, and I mean that's going to put them firmly in the battle with Liquid for the spot in the finals to face off against Astralis. So, I mean that's pretty awesome if we're to get one of those 2 teams, and they will be the next matchup that we have on the mainstream.
yeah, you're absolutely right. That would certainly be very exciting. Whichever way it goes, there's I mean, less history between Astralis and Ence, but you know, Astralis and Liquid certainly a lot of it. And
well, I mean, it's either a rematch of the major finals or the pretty much one-sided rivalry that we had last year. Another chance for Liquid to test the mettle of this new lineup.
Yeah, I'd be excited. Whichever way it goes. 7 rounds in a row for Faze. That is, you're saying it out loud, Moses. You don't even get to the end of the sentence and you already start to doubt yourself.
Start to giggle a little bit internally.
Yeah, like, no.
Well, we'll see what they've got. Pretty passive from the offense so far. Everyone back. Nico's trying to get some lucky shots through the smoke.
I mean, just even taking a sort of an overall feel of the kind of T play that was happening from Ence and the kind of we're seeing out of Faze, it just seems so much more timid and so much more sort of, you know, slow and worried and all grouped up behind the container. One good grenade, oh god, it's almost happened, but instead Ariel questions himself, second guesses it, and they still get a kill somehow out of it. Good return, a couple of them there, both the Guardian and Nico, and that's much better, but that grenade could have, well, that could have almost destroyed the round, I think.
It seemed like he second-guessed himself about 3 times, but Sergey stepped into his place to try and bring this back. X7 with him as well. They're just going to keep pushing forward. Even if Sergey goes down, Faze likely will not expect X7 to come in the follow-up.
That's the bomb. Guardian has the bomb. If he dies, that's a big problem. Now it's out there, and they have to sort of go back and fight for it.
Oh, dear.
Critical kill. Looking for more. The organ play not going to be working out. Sergey's very low on health, but so is Olofmeister. A little bit of a flashbang with a spray out of bullets, and Olofmeister, he gets it right at the end. Man, that, I don't know, that could have easily worked out, but Faze will pick it up.
Yeah, just barely. But it's still not great in terms of what we saw out of it. I mean, Ence almost able to claw that back into their favor. A lot of elements of danger. They could have been stopped right at the start. Olaf, a huge clutch for them to keep him alive. So 6 more rounds for Faze. And remember, it's just tying points as well. Ooh, why is he so mad? What's he got to be upset about?
He wanted to win earlier, Moses. There's no waiting.
We don't see any happy emotions at him at the major as they're just clutching over like the number 2 and number 3 team in the world, and then they're up 15-8 and he's getting pissed off. Seems backwards.
It's gone to the head quick, hasn't it? The expectation.
All the success.
All the success. Oh. Nice kill for Alu, taking down Guardian. Now he's back there helping at ramp room and helping a lot, in fact. Getting the kill on Nico. Is he going to stick around? One more flick coming in. That's a triple for Alu before he's finally down. That is so much production. And it just highlights one of the absurd features of Nuke. You know, he's out in the yard and then he's back in ramp room, just helping within a couple of steps. And that is incredibly valuable. That leaves Adren in a 1 versus 3 here to try and keep the dream alive, and I'm not sure that's going to be possible. He goes down 16-9 in favor of Ence taking down Faze. Great play from the Finns once again.
Yeah, that was a really sick performance because it was close early on, and then they just took control and never not once looked back. I mean, that end of the first half was so good.